It was widely known that Jesus was born in a cave in Ethiopia. Jesus is black. Every coin and statue of Christ prior to the rise of white supremacy has him as black. The oldest painting of Jesus, which I think is in the Cairo Museum, I have a picture of it, a replica of it. He's black, and all 12 of the disciples is black.
Real life.
It ain't real life. Just ain't real. Real life street stars. You know what time it is.
So, what do you say to white Jesus when Jerusalem is in the middle of the Middle East? You know, Bethlehem. We already know the locations of those. When they say Jesus is of pale skin, and you know, when you hear the other side, woolly hair, what are your thoughts? What they taught us as, you know, slaves of what Jesus is to look like, and then go from there where we look at Jesus
was an African. We know this because prior to the Council of Nicaea, 325 AD, Emperor Constantine, that's when Jesus was made the Son of God. He was not universally considered the Son of God before 325. And that's when they discontinued the truth of his Ethiopian lineage. Prior to 325, when they said Jesus was born in a manger in Bethlehem, it was widely known that Jesus was born in a cave in Ethiopia. Jesus is black. Every coin and statue of Christ prior to the rise of white supremacy has him as black. The oldest painting of Jesus, which I think is in the Cairo Museum, I have a picture of it, a replica of it. He's black, and all 12 of the disciples is black. Y'all saw the president of Russia, Putin. He went down into the Vatican, not the Vatican, but the cathedral in Russia, and showed you all the black images of Christ in the disciples. Remember now, the word Christ, Christos, which is a word that speaks of the soul that rises within. Christ is a title. In ancient African culture, you could not be called a Christ if your son was not black, if your skin was not black, because the melanin, the chemical, not color, it's power, it's energy. The melanin is what gives you the ability to access higher levels of spiritual consciousness in the first place. So you had to be dark to be a Christ, because the darker your skin, the greater your spiritual propensity to reach higher levels of spiritual reality. You tap into other dimensions based on the amount of melanin in your body. So he had to be black. Every prophet was black. There was never a prophet that came into this world of any religion that was not an African, because African people are the children of God. We are the chosen ones. Being chosen has nothing to do with being a Hebrew. It has nothing to do with being Muslim. It got nothing to do with being Jehovah's Witness or a Christian, none of that. Being chosen is being God's original people, and that is the African. We're the black, we're the color of the black soil, which is the richest soil in the world. Why do judges wear black robes? Why do you put on a black robe when you graduate? Because blackness is divine, it is divinity. So if they get you to tap out of your blackness, you tap out of your divinity. The biggest scam being ran on black people is color don't matter. You know why it don't matter? Because they don't have it. Remember, every other race comes from you. You're the only race who comes from God. Your DNA goes to God. There's no race that can say black people came from us. But guess what? Everybody has to say that about you. Everybody came from the black man. The first ancestor in China, black. First ancestor in India, black. First ancestor in Russia, black. Show me a people who don't have Africans as their ancestors. Now show me a people who can claim that they are the ancestors of the Africans. Nobody. We are the chosen ones. But we got to tap back into our blackness. Your blackness is your birthright. It is your connection to supreme consciousness.
So does that mean that if you don't have melanin, then you can't access God?
Well, first of all, everybody has melanin.
Okay.
Even Neanderthals. They just have a very small amount of it.
Gotcha.
Right? Everybody has melanin.
Okay.
We have the highest amount. Can they access? Yes, but not as quickly, not as efficiently, and not as powerfully as you can. You feel me? A black person tapped into their spirituality is God incarnate. God incarnate. And see, I understand why the snow bunnies are attracted to black men, because on a spiritual plane, the white man, he can't take them where you can take them spiritually. Also, in terms, the first law of existence or survival is self-preservation. So the white woman will be attracted to a black man she hates. You got white women who hate black people, but she feels drawn to the black man. Like, why do I want to copulate? I don't even like black people. Because on a subconscious level, your ancestors are screaming out, go get some of that black DNA before your ass no longer exists. Remember now, in America right now, what do we have? 25 of the 50 states have a white zero growth population rate. Right now, 25 states have more white people joining their ancestors than being born.
Oh.
And I don't wish that on nobody, you understand? But my point is, they're struggling to survive. They're already the world's minority. They're about to become a super minority. And that's why they need your DNA to give them an energy boost so they can survive a couple more generations.
What do you say to society putting, when it comes to the color, black, white, where they make black like darkness, almost evil, almost, and white, light, pure, blackness, lack of color? To your point, look at the numerical code that the Caucasian gave to melanin. Y'all know what the numerical code is for melanin, right? 666. Oh, damn.
The numerical code for the chemical that makes us black is 666. In other words, he demonized your spiritual power because he don't have it. Remember now, when the white man used to hang our ancestors, he castrated us 99% of the time, right? You could hardly find a black man hang who wasn't castrated. Why did he castrate you? He hung Chinese, didn't castrate him. Hung Jews, didn't castrate him. Hung Italians, didn't castrate him. Why did he castrate the black man? Because of your genetic superiority. We are the only men who can reproduce ourselves in any woman. Any woman I lay with that's a black child. He can't do that. The white man can only reproduce himself with a white woman. If he lays with any other woman, he remakes another one of her, not himself. He hates the black man for that. You have genetic supremacy. You can go anywhere and make a black child. He can't, he hates you. And cutting off your penis is a metaphorical and symbolic way of cutting off your power.
So with that being said, let me ask you about the LGBTQ community.
The rainbow.
Yeah, what do you feel the representation like? When I look at Elton John versus RuPaul.
Is Elton John rainbow?
He likes
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So exactly. They portray him like when you look at Lil Nas X versus I can't know anybody know another white young who represent, I don't know, but it always makes us look like we're just so flamboyant.
They make us flamboyant.
Yeah, it's just
ultra feminine. Well, you know, when white people catch the cold, black people catch the flu.
Shout out Reallyfe Street Starz, nigga. Move it. Hey.